Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Bookmas 2020. I hope you have been enjoying your time both on my channel and other channels. And today I am bringing you guys a bookshelf scavenger hunt. So this is going to be fun. So last year I did the Christmas bookshelf scavenger hunt, but instead of repeating that, I found another version of a bookshelf scavenger hunt on BookTube, so I am going to be doing that one. I will leave that video linked below so you know where I got the prompts from. And so it's not going to be specifically Christmassy, but we are going to try to do this as quick as possible and find as many of the prompts as we can. I also have not looked at any of the prompts, so I'm going to be completely surprised when I look at them all, and probably going to be running around messing up my bookshelves as I do when I film these videos. So without further ado, let's get into looking at these prompts and trying to get this scavenger hunt done as soon as possible. Kind of a little challenge, you know, to see how quickly I can do it. Alright, this is a very, very long list, so let's just go ahead and start. So the first one is find a book that starts with an N. Okay, so I don't know if this is like allowing the or not, but I know I have an N book somewhere. Oh, what the heck? I'm so dumb. Nevernight by J. Kristoff starts with an N and does not have a the, so there we go. Number one, done. Completed. The next prompt we have is find a book cover that's mostly brown. Okay, I definitely have to have one of these because well, that one, the side is mostly brown. 4 Feet Tall and Rising by Shorty Rossi. This is a mostly brown book, and this is one of my signed books, actually. This was my first ever signed book. I went and met him because I was in love with Pit Boss when it was on Animal Planet, and so I got this book signed, and that one is definitely a mostly brown book. So there we go. 2 down. Find a book that is based on a true story. In the Shadow of a Tree by David Molesky. I met this guy, and this is a story based on his life events, so this one is definitely based on a true story / is a true story, so I'm gonna go with this one. Find a multi-perspective book. Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This takes us through multiple people's perspectives. Inez, Kaz, all of the fun ones. So I'm gonna go with this one. Also recently, Amber kind of made me think about whether I should keep my Leigh Bardugo books or pass them on because they really aren't as good as I remember. Like, I feel like they're not as good as I remember them being, and part of that was probably the hype. But that's not for this video, so let's keep going. Find a book you read last year. So are we talking about like last year? Or like this year last year? I guess 2019. Holy crap, that's been so long ago. Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. I do remember reading this one last year because I also watched the TV show with Zach and I wanted to read this first. So one of the books I read in 2019 and really enjoyed. Find the most recent book that you bought. That is in a bag still. So the most recent book that I bought was Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. I found this one at the thrift store for $2. It is a very nice version of a Book of the Month copy. So this was from 2018, but it's very pretty, and that's pretty much why I bought it, because I have been wanting to read a Naomi Novik book and I haven't yet. So I'm just going to keep adding to the collection like a normal booktuber does. And we have find a book cover you don't like. Okay. Dune by Frank Herbert. This cover is not appealing to my face, or to my eyes, yeah. There are definitely prettier covers of Dune, and this is not it. I was given this book by a friend, so I'm not like complaining, but if I have to pick one that just comes to mind, it's this cover. There are better Dune covers, and this, like I said, not one of them. Find a retelling. I have a stack of Beauty and the Beast retellings over here, so I'll grab one of those. So the one I picked up is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. This is again a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It was the first one on the stack, and I have yet to read this one. I picked this up for a vlog like 2 years ago, and I haven't gotten to it yet, so definitely need to do that. because it's already been like 2 years since I bought this. Next we have find a book that is also a movie, and I'm going to go with The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I love this book, and I know that the movie for this is also amazing. I have not watched it in a very long time, but I know that the movie is also really good, so this one was the one that came to mind. Find a book that was written this year. I think I mentioned that I do not really own any books that were written this year. Let me look. I could be wrong. Guess I don't have books that like I bought new that came out, but I do have ARCs. So let's just pick one of those out. So The Return by Nicholas Sparks is a book that came out in September of this year. I got this for review and I didn't finish it. Whoops. So I guess this one is one that technically came out this year, even though this isn't like a finished copy. It is out, so we'll go with that one. Find a non-fiction book. So I have like a tiny little stack of reference books up on the top, so technically this is non-fiction. We have a complete photography guide that I got at Barnes & Noble like multiple years ago because it was on sale, and it's when I was really getting into photography. As you can see, this DSLR right here is very old, so this is not like very new, but this is a non-fiction that like tells you all about photography tips and everything, so we're gonna go with that one. Find a book you have told others to read. All Is Not Forgotten by Wendy Walker. I'm pretty sure that every time someone asks me for a thriller recommendation or I'm talking about my favorite books, this one comes up and I tell people to read it, but I do preface that you should look at the trigger warnings for this because there are trigger warnings, but that if people aren't really triggered by the things, then I'm always like, you should read this book, and so this is the one that came to mind when I saw that prompt. Find a book with a tree on it. We have Bearskin by James McLaughlin. This is one of those books where like the bear turns into trees on the other side, and this is a survival book. I'm very interested to get to this one. I picked it up at a thrift store and it just seemed really cool. So yeah, this one has some cool trees on it, and hopefully I can get to this one next year, just like every other book on my shelf. Find a book where the author's name is the same as yours, first, middle, or last. This is going to be nearly impossible unless I have someone who their name starts with, or it's Elizabeth, because no one has my last name and very few people have my first name. So I honestly don't think I have any people their first name's Elizabeth on my shelves. Yeah, so that one unfortunately is not gonna happen because I don't own a single book with any of my names on the cover or like anywhere. So unfortunately that one is a bust, but that's okay. One fail is fine. My name isn't very common, and I don't know. That's interesting though. An interesting discovery. Alright, so let's move on. Find a book you have read more than once. I mean, I guess the easiest one, we'll fix that later. The easiest one is obviously the Warrior series. I've read this probably 3 or 4 times now, and it's always enjoyable every time I reread it. So this is not the only one, but it is the one that comes to mind right away of one that I've reread multiple times. We're getting close to the end. The next one is Find a Book You Didn't Finish. We have Minor Prophets by Jimmy Cajoles, and I had started this one when I first got it, but I did not get very far into it at all, like 20 pages, and I just wasn't feeling the writing style, so I put it down and then I haven't picked it back up yet. So I have not finished this one. I do want to try to get through it again at some point, but I haven't found the chance to yet, so I haven't finished that one. Next, find a book with a king in it. Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. I believe a king is an important part of this, and there's like a prince and, you know, all the fun things in Throne of Glass. Everyone knows Throne of Glass. I don't need to explain it. Find a book that is purple with its dust jacket off. Yes, ma'am. Maybe. I have a lot of blue. Alright, Three Dark Crowns by Kendar Blake is very pretty purple. I actually have never taken the dust jacket off. This is very pretty. Huh. I didn't know this was purple either, but it is just a very stunning purple. I'm glad that I got that prompt. Now I know how beautiful this book is. And then the last prompt is find a book that you will read by the end of the year. To my TBR pile we go. So for this one, I'm kind of giving you a hint to my secret TBR that I'm doing. We have The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, and I am very interested in this. I loved the TV show, and so I am excited to see how the book might be the same or differ, and hopefully it is a fun time, and I'm very excited to read it by the end of the year. Oh, okay, so there we have it. We only were unable to complete one of the prompts, which was awesome. We got a lot of books found. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I had fun trying to scramble around finding books. Now I have to put all of my books back on the bookshelf. Always the funnest part of these videos. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you guys have done a bookshelf scavenger hunt. I would love to go and watch it. If you liked this one, make sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to see more of my Bookmas videos this month and more content in 2021. So thank you all so much again for watching, and I will see you in the next Bookmas video. Bye!